A $2,000 price cut every week is the single worst thing you can do in this market. It feels responsible. It feels like you're staying active and engaging with the market. It's actually the opposite. Here's the research on why one decisive drop of 5% or more is actually your fastest path to a sold sign, not the slowest. Right now, I'm talking to a lot of sellers in Temescal Valley who are sitting at 88 to 108 days on market, nearly double what it was last year. And almost every one of them made the same decision along the way. Cut the price by a small amount, wait 2 weeks, and then cut it again. It feels like the cautious move. It's actually the move that costs the most time in the end. Here's what that actually does. Every small cut resets the clock on buyer attention, and every buyer watching your listing sees a pattern, not a price. They start waiting for the next cut instead of making an offer on this one. Once buyers do that, you've handed away your negotiating position without getting anything for it. Now here's the truth. Buyers don't respond to price, they respond to conviction. A string of $2,000 cuts signals uncertainty, like you're guessing your way down to a number a buyer is willing to pay. One decisive cut signals the opposite. It says you've done the math, you know where the market is, and you're not going to waste anyone's time getting there. That's cause and effect. Small cuts create hesitation. One clear correction creates urgency. The number itself matters less than what the pattern of change tells a buyer about your confidence. Research on 2025 sellers found that roughly 1 in 5 reduced their price at least once, and the ones who did it in small increments consistently took longer to sell than the ones who made one meaningful adjustment. I've watched this play out directly with sellers in Temescal Valley this year. The listings that sat the longest weren't overpriced by the most. They were the ones that kept nudging down week after week, training buyers to wait them out. One seller I know about cut their price 4 separate times over 10 weeks, a total of $18,000, and got almost no traffic increase after any single cut. Another seller in a similar situation made one $22,000 correction in a single move and had 2 showings scheduled within 48 hours. So let's break this down. Here's how to think about the decisive correction. Number 1, understand the 45-day threshold. Buyer psychology research shows that after 45 days on market, buyer perception hardens. Your home starts getting mentally filed as something's wrong with it, regardless of the actual reason. If you're approaching that window, waiting for one more small cut to test the market usually costs you more than it saves. The math rarely favors, let's try one more small drop and see. It favors deciding now with the data you already have. Number 2, calculate your real number before you touch the price. A decisive correction isn't a guess. It's based on current comparable sales, current days on market data, and where your home actually sits relative to both. In this market, that often means a cut in the 5% range or more, not 2%. Pull the last 30 days of closed comps, not the last 6 months. Stale comps produce stale pricing. Number 3, make the cut once and make it visible. A 5% plus adjustment shows up clearly in search alerts and portal notifications. Buyers who dismissed your home at the old price get a second look. A $2,000 nibble barely registers in most search filters. Number 4, pair the cut with a reason, not silence. Price to reflect current market conditions tells a buyer this is intentional, not desperate. Silence let buyers write their own story about why the price moved. Number 5, know when not to cut at all. If you're inside the first 30 days and priced correctly at listing, the answer usually isn't a price cut, it's patience and marketing. The decisive correction is a tool for a specific situation, a home that's stalled and needs one clear reset, not a home that just needs more time. Number 6, refresh your marketing at the same moment you cut. New photos, an updated description, or a fresh open house alongside the price change gives buyers a reason to look again beyond just the number. A price cut with no other change often gets less attention than a price cut paired with new exposure. And in a second, I'll show you exactly how to know if your listing needs this kind of correction, because guessing wrong in either direction costs you money. The sellers getting results right now aren't the ones cutting the most. They're the ones cutting once with a clear number backed by data at the right moment in their listing timeline. That's the difference between a price reduction that reads as strategy and one that reads as panic. Buyers can tell the difference, even if they couldn't explain how. Imagine making one confident adjustment backed by real numbers and watching your showing requests pick back up within days, instead of watching your listing quietly fade into background noise on the portals. That's the outcome a decisive correction is designed to produce, and it's available to you the moment you stop nibbling and start deciding. If you want to find out whether it's a decisive correction is right for your listing, schedule a 15-minute discovery call. The link is in the description, and we'll run the numbers together before you touch your price. In this market, the sellers who win aren't the ones who cut the fastest. They're the ones who cut once and mean it.